Okay, so what we're going to look at today is new chapter, statistics, all about collecting data. Data is any bit of information. Okay, so here, data is the collecting of information. Okay, there's two types of data. So data can be either primary data, that's when it's collected by an individual. So if you do any surveys, that's primary data, or an organization, so like businesses or voluntary groups collecting data themselves, that's primary. And secondary data is when you use someone else's data. So usually when you go into Google and type in something, or go to Wikipedia, someone else has already found that information for you. It's already collected. That is secondary data. Okay, so think of second, someone else got there first, and primary is first. That means you're doing it yourself. Okay, so if you didn't take these notes down on Monday, okay, just pause the video and make sure you take these down because they're really, really important. They always come up in the exams. Okay, and they will come up in your exam. Okay, now this one it gets a bit tricky. Okay, in data, okay, so data can either be primary or secondary, but there can be two types of data. Okay, and the two are, the first one is categorical. Okay, so it's called categorical data, and this means it can be categorized. Okay, so I have it down here anyway. But when questions cannot be answered using numbers, so if I ask you a question and you use a number, then it's not categorical. But say for example, if I ask you, what color are your eyes? So what color are your eyes? You can't use a number, and so you can't say my eyes are 7. Okay, you can either say your eyes are blue, brown, green. Okay, when you answer a question using words rather than numbers, it's categorical. Okay, the colors for this question, you can categorize colors. Okay, whereas the next one, and this is the second type of data, is numerical data. Okay, and this is when the questions can be answered using numbers. So if I ask you a question, how many people are there in the class? How tall are you? Okay, it could be 170 centimeters, 5'10". How old are you? Has to be a number. Okay, these are all numbers. So anything you answer a question using numbers is numerical. Anything else is categorical. Okay, so just gives a quick pause there. Okay, and I go on to the next part. Make sure you take it down. Okay, if you want a few more examples, just go to your book on page 190 and 191. Have a look at them. Okay, pause it. Rub it out. Okay, so next part, and this will sum it up nicely. Hopefully you can still see it. Yeah. Can you see? No. Okay. So on a new page, start this bit of a chart, because we now know there's two types of data. There's numerical and there's categorical. But within those two, so numerical is using numbers, categorical is using not numbers, so anything else besides numbers to categorize them. Within those two, there is two types of them. So for numerical, okay, we have two of them. So we have the first one we have is a numerical discrete type of data, and the second one we have is numerical continuous type of data. Okay, so we have numerical discrete and numerical continuous. Now these are definitely the hardest ones to get your head around. Okay, but what they are, okay, and the best way to describe them is using examples. Okay, so for numerical discrete, okay, it has to be a question using numbers because it's numerical, but for it to be discrete, it has to be an exact number. So it has to be, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, so on and so on. It has to be an exact number. It can't be a decimal. Okay? Can't be a decimal. So it has to be an exact number, or I'll put in brackets here, a whole number. So the question that I could ask you that is numerical discrete is how many people are in your family. For this one, this has to be a whole number. Okay, you can't have 4.5 people in my family. You can't be half person, no matter how small you are. Okay, it has to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 20, 25. It has to be an exact whole number. But continuous, okay, this one, it can be a decimal. Okay, it's the best way to describe it. It can be a decimal. So for example, if I asked you things like decimals, okay, we're into geography, what is the rainfall today? Now the rainfall, you could have 1 millimeters of rainfall, and that looks very similar to discrete, but you also could have 1.37 millimeters. It's exact, it's very precise. Okay, the way I remember it is continuous. If you look at your calculator when a big decimal comes up, it continues on for ages. So continuous using decimals. Okay, so pause the video, take this one down. It's small and messy, but yeah. And the next one, again, this one's a bit easier, is categorical. Now, the first one we have is ordinal. Again, let's go through this one first. So, ordinal data, and it's kind of in the word, that's why it's a bit easier to remember. It can be ordered. Okay, so this data can be ordered in some way. Okay, so for example, if I asked you a question, what grade did you get? And this can be ordered, okay? Because we know that an A is better than a B, and that's better than a C, and that's better than a D, and that's better than an F. So here, the grades A to F can be ordered. We know A is the best, then B, and we know F is the worst. So it's ordered from best to worst. Okay, the next one is nominal. Okay, so ordinal and nominal go together. So this question would be called categorical ordinal. Okay, you have to use this as well. Categorical ordinal. This would be called categorical nominal. Okay, And for this one, if this can be ordered, now the way I remember this, there's an N in front of this. This means there's no order. Okay, no order because there's an N, no order. That's how I remember that. So the question, I'll go back to the question. What colour are your eyes? Okay, so for example, they could be blue, green, brown. Okay, but you can't order those. Okay, you can't say, you can have an opinion, but you can't say that green is better than blue or that brown is better than green. Okay, it can be your opinion that you prefer a colour, but you can't order them in a universal way. Okay, so pause the video, take them down. I'll give you a few questions as well to have a look at.